Many times a day, they're actually easier 2x plays. So instead of going for moonshots all the time, you need to just stick to a few simple rules. This video, I'm going to take you through how to scan trench coins, trending coins, best buy and sell strategies, and how to spot the low cap gems from all the noise and rubbish. If you want to try it, it's linked below in the description and the pinned comments. First thing, every day, before you do anything else, is you're going to do a tiny bit of research. You're not buying or selling yet. You're just having a look to see what's trending at the moment, what's happening. So you can have a look on trenches here, top left, or second tab trending, just to see what narrative there might be at the moment. So for example, if I go on trending here, and let's just change the filters, we're on Solana, and what I want to do is add minutes here. In terms of age of token, just add 3 or 4 minutes at the beginning, so you remove obviously all of the scam ones, and then you want to add at least 10 hours, so something like 600 minutes there. Put fees at least 4 or 5 SOL in fees, because we just want to, I want to see the legit coins first. And now I want to see, based on this, can we see any obvious trend over the last kind of 10 hours? So sorted by all-time high, highest market cap. And this tells us a couple of things. First of all, what's the market like at the moment? Because that's really important when you trade, especially with a small port. I can see that stuff's not running that much. It's only running to 200-300K. The ceiling at the moment is quite low. Like for example, the week before, I saw things running to 700, 800K. You'd have the odd one that would blow up and go over 1 million. That's not happening at the moment. And what I'm looking for here is it AI at the moment? Is it animals? Is it platform coins? Is it politics, celebrities, breaking news? Is it something seasonal? That's what you're looking for here. And I've opened a couple and I can see, the narrative's not a particularly strong narrative at the moment. It's more grok bot, little companies based on that, something like that. The reason this is useful as well is if you get one thing trending, you'll sometimes get 5 or 6 meme coins launched with the same name or the same narrative. And it's not absolutely essential to buy the OG one, but you do need to find the one that's trending best. As an example, this was Bark Coin, and you can see it ran all the way up to 2.5 million, then died off. But at the time when it was being launched, there were a few with the same name. So it's important to try and find the one that everybody thinks is the runner. And it's usually obvious just from a chart. The ones that's running to 300,000-400,000 and above is going to be the one. It doesn't have to necessarily be the OG one always. Next, on any new coin, you need to do a rapid scam check. So let's click one of these trenches ones at random and let's have a look. Try and get on a 1 second chart always. The things you're looking out for, one is in the first second or two, it ran all the way up to 30, 40, 50K or more. That's usually a bundled scam coin. Next thing you're looking at is bubble map. So click here where it says bubble. And then if you see any massive holdings, like for example, this one wallet is holding 75%. I know it's an immediate scam. You shouldn't have one wallet holding any more than 3 or 4%. Next one, where it says total fees here. So let me just zoom in there. This should be, if it reaches 40, 50K, it should be at least 1, 2, 3, 4 SOL moving upwards in fees if it's legit trading. If it's not legit, it's going to say something like this, 0.0 something. Next one, scroll down and have a look at the holders. So click on the holders tab here and then have a look at the holders. If a lot of the top holders have similar size wallets that all contain nearly nothing, just 0.2 SOL, 2 SOL, 1 SOL, stuff like that, that's usually more of a sign that it's going to be a scam coin. I prefer coins that are cashback coins. They tend to perform better, so you can have a look at that up here on the left hand side. This is not a cashback coin. So let's try that. Let's try that on another random coin. So click on any random one. It's on a 1 second chart. Did it have some crazy run right at the beginning? Not particularly. What are the fees like? 1 Solana in fees. Okay, that's not too bad. Click on bubble maps and you can click on faster 100 or insight. I prefer insight X, but nothing crazy there. Have a quick scroll, have a look at the top holders and their balances. I can see somebody's got a 700 balance, 260. So much safer coin. There is some time link funding, so there is some kind of shared funding. So be a little bit careful. And then the final thing is, is it a kind of a legit coin? Or is this just some rubbishy recycled coin? It's been reused a few times. But yeah, this is not too bad. This seems like a new post. And obviously you can click on the post as well and research it further. So the main thing you're watching out for here for rugs is basically you don't want one person holding either one wallet or multiple wallets able to nuke the chart. That's it. That's all we're looking out for. And like I said, with practice, that will take you 2-3 seconds. So you open something, 2-3 seconds, quick check. Okay, it's not an obvious rogue or scam. Now, how do we set up a trade? So let's talk about that. So a couple of ways you can do it. One is you can add filters beforehand, which will just help you. So for example, migrated, which I would suggest you focus on, that side of things. Scroll down, and then you can actually add here age. So anything that's moving, it tends to move in the first hour or so. The best runners only have a lifespan of about 3 to 6 hours, absolute best on Solana, because that's how bad Solana is right now, unfortunately. Not in terms of trench trading, but in terms of buying and holding. It's not a buying and holding meme coin platform at all. So don't buy and hold any Solana meme coins would be my very strong advice. Anyway, we're trenching here. So age 2 minutes to about 55 minutes, market cap minimum 9k, any less than that and it's dead. 10k, I don't put 10 or 11 because I've seen so many meme coins bounce at those levels, and then do a little run, give you a little 2x, 3x or more. Total fees, I'd put something like 2 or 3 sold here and click apply. So it's this final section we're focusing on. So two ways we could do it, two strategies. This is a strategy for newer coins I'm going to show you now. So on this final section, we can click one of these and open up. We know the Premier League is about to start soon, so there's a Premier League coin. I mean, I suppose it's, a little bit popular or trending. Not an amazing meme by any means, but still something where we can perhaps make some money. Same quick check, so quick bubble maps, click on the cluster. I can see there's a massive cluster of 17%, so that's not a good sign. Fees are okay, chart looks reasonably organic in itself, but have a look at this, look at the hold balances. These are top holders, 0.01, 0.004, 0.01, stuff like that. So this is obviously a massive scam. Now, if you're really bored, you can still trade something like this. You can buy it and try and make a quick flip. But the problem is you don't know when they're going to nuke the chart. So that could happen anytime. And when it happens, you will lose everything you invested in this coin, pretty much. So about 80-90%. Not going to help you. It's another one, Maple. I can see he's done decent fees already. Mixed balances here, so very likely a legit coin. Here's another coin. This is Maple. And with all of these coins, there's kind of two things you could do here. One is you can try and buy support. Another is you can scalp. So as soon as you see a pump happening, you jump in and buy. So I've got the RSI indicator below. You can add that if you click on FX here and then you go on RSI. So this gives you an idea of momentum. So if you look early on in this chart, and what you want to do is smooth it out. So I would say click on 30 seconds. And then one strategy is you just buy anytime, as long as it's in an uptrend, anytime the RSI hits around the bottom level. Do you see that there? That would have been a good buy, just as an example. You can do that on a 1 second as well, but it's a little bit too noisy. You're going to get a lot of false kind of signal. Most important thing though is if you're buying and selling these, you have to protect your capital in each trade, especially if you have a small port. You can't afford to take big losses. So a technique here is if it starts running, fine, but as soon as it drops back to where your entry is, or only a tiny bit below, just get out, even if it looks like it's going to run. Normally with a buy and hold coin, you might give it a bit more space, but you don't want to do that here. So right now we've got a little higher low forming. So let's say I just bought here for argument's sake. So let's say we buy here. What I would do, because we're buying at 110, is I would just have a stop loss either under 100, which is sometimes good psychological support, or just below this swing low. So literally at 108. So that means my risk here is only about 10 or 20%. So if I'm buying with one soul, my risk is only going to be, maybe $18, $20, add another $5 or so in fees. So about $25 risk for the trade. But what I want to make sure is as soon as it's getting towards 175, if it does indeed run here, which it might not, I want to sell. And actually, I want to sell larger amounts. So I want to sell at least 50% of my position here and take some profits. You don't want to do smaller amounts. You don't want to be selling 10%, unless you've real conviction in the coins. But right now, nothing's really running that much. So that's what I would do. And if you sell 50% here, then at least you made $30, $40. And then you can actually put your stop loss a little bit higher and then see if it can break out. But remember, most of the time it's not. And another telltale sign is when you see the volume dropping along with the coin, that's not good. You need volume continuing in a coin to kind of keep it pumped up. So you can see here, it's just dying. It's not got the volume. And to be honest, this one has a lot of bundles. You see here, if you click on bubble maps, you can see there's a lot of bundles. These smaller ones, not the end of the world, clusters of 2, 3, 4%, but these massive ones, definite issues. Because the whole point, like I said earlier, if they suddenly sell, it'll nuke the chart. So that's another key point. Narrative alone, like narrative, whatever, if it's another Hippo one, millions of Hippo ones over the last few years, but if it's another Hippo one, let's say it's an amazing narrative, that alone won't pump the price up to 10 million. It doesn't work that way. If nobody's watching it and nobody's buying and volume's not there. So let's go back. Let's just click on another one. I'll show you what I mean. So for example, let's just click on this random one for argument's sake. Here in this top left, you can see there's another icon here. currently viewing. That's how many eyes are actually on this chart right now. And if it's a coin that's trending a lot, this can be in the hundreds. It could be 400, 500, sometimes over 1,000. That's really what you want in a much better coin. Obviously, in these new pairs, 30, 40 views, that's perfectly fine. But if one's running to 1 million and above, you want it to be in the hundreds. That means there's volume at the bottom here, these volume bars. And if you don't know how to add these, just click on FX, type in volume. Always have that there on your chart, volume, and I would recommend RSI all the time. Okay, next, so let's talk about position sizing and stuff. So if you've got a smaller port, you have to be a little bit careful, but also, let's say you're starting with 1 sol, for example. You can't be putting 0.01 sol into trades and stuff. The fees will just eat it up. It literally makes no sense. So for a smaller port, you probably want to put 30 or 40% of your position. It actually makes sense. Maybe trading at very least 0.2 sol. And then on GMGN, you can set up your fees here. So if you click on the drop down here, you can set up on auto or just make them really low, 0.0001 for tip fee and priority fee. And you can test it. Slippage anywhere 10 to 20% is usually enough. Again, you can test that too. If your transactions are not going through, then you know you need to dial it up a bit more slippage, bit more in fees. And it will usually warn you about that anyway. If you have a bigger port and it's a more established coin that's been around for a few days and stuff, and you're buying a dip on that, then it's different. You can go for obviously larger size. But in terms of a percentage of your total portfolio, as you go up, it should be less and less actually. So obviously here 0.2 sol, 0.3 sol, and you've only got 1 sol total is 20-30%. But let's say you add 100 sol. Then you don't want to be risking 20-30 sol on a position. That doesn't make any sense. You'd more want to risk maybe 5 sol, something like that, max 10. So less of a percentage, if that makes sense. Next, strategies in terms of buying and selling. So many different things you can do here, and I've shared some of them already. But let's talk about some good ones that work. So let's go on trending tab and let's see anything that kind of ran in the last day or so. Get onto a 30-second or 1 minute chart for the ones that are at least a few hours old. An easy one is to draw support resistance lines. So easy to do. So click here on the left on trend tools, click on horizontal line. See where the first peak was, where price ran to, and draw a line. See where all-time high was, draw a line. Very easy. And these lines get respected because this is mass psychology here when you're trading meme coins, even if it's only a few people trading them. So price ran up here. Think of this as ground floor in a house. This is first floor, and then you've got second floor. Price tried to get through ground floor, go up the stairs, it couldn't. Here it got up, and then it retested that floor to see if it's strong enough. It was. It went to the next level. Wherever the next level is, you're going to mark it off. Why that's important? Let's say that's all that's happened so far, from beginning launch to all-time high, and you see it dropping back. Well, this is a support level. So this support level, it could bounce. So it makes more sense to buy here. You're buying red candles, not green candles. You're not going to top blast. So if you bought here and it ran up a bit, that's a nice little trade, a little 2x or more. And you can take profits along the way. So that's very simple. Another one is RSI, or some momentum indicator at the bottom. See where it's oversold, where it's getting to the lower end. So if those tally up, that's a good one. And good places to sell. This wouldn't have been a good sell here. But generally where these indicators are overbought at the top, they tend to line up with where peaks are. Like for example, this one would have warned you that peak's coming potentially. This is not a perfect science, TA, meme coins, obviously. But this is better than just randomly throwing darts at a dartboard. Another way you can do it, let's say you don't want to do all of that, or you just want to try something different as well. Any peak, significant peak, just click on the a forecasting tool here, click on price range, and then from the top of the peak, just draw off 40 or 50%. So let's say, 50% is about there. And then you're buying a genuine dip. You're buying a 50% dip. That's way better off than you top blasting. Top blasting is when you're buying peaks. If you're new, you shouldn't be top blasting at all. Only if you're very, very experienced, you'll do that. If you know that it's actually a genuine new trend, new meme coin, new something happening on crypto Twitter, and you're in very, very early, and you just see the price just going up and up and up and up and you just blast it. And then you're keeping an eye on the chart, and if you're in profit, your stop loss will be where you entered. So you're not really going to lose out. That's when you might top blast. Every other case, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be buying green candles. You should be waiting for dips after red candles. Also, every time you take a trade, so again, we'll just choose another random one. So let's say I'm just trading this. I think it's an alright meme. It ran, could potentially run again, getting some good price action here. Let's say I'm buying this. When you're about to take a trade, you should already know where you're going to take profit or exit. Not perfectly, but a rough idea. So let's say this is pumping. I know if I just draw a line here, this was resistance. Let's say this was a legit coin. So I know where I'm going to take profit. Again, it shouldn't be random. You should have some idea that makes sense. So this is probably best case scenario. This coin's probably dead. There's no volume at all. Best case scenario here. So I should be pretty much nearly 95% out of my position here. But then I need somewhere earlier. So maybe just before this level, here, I should be selling at least 50k. And then do the maths, like, rough maths. Does it even make sense buying at 100 to sell at 125 most of my position? Not really. In terms of fees, stuff wouldn't make sense. And even here is barely a 2x. But at least have an exit strategy idea first before you take the trade. Don't just randomly buy stuff, randomly sell stuff. That's a losing strategy every time. And another thing, I touched on this in port size and stuff and how much you're going to risk. Your main thing is survival at the beginning. If you've got limited funds, you don't want to lose all of your money. So let's say I did buy in here. Be very strict with your stop. So as soon as it drops below, let's say it pumps a bit, but it drops below entry, just get out, move on, find another coin. Don't sit there and wait and see, for 50% to go down and see if it reverses. Don't do that. Because large drawdowns, they're brutal. That's most of your capital, they're gone. I'm going to be sharing loads more tips like this on YouTube, so make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and please consider subscribing. I'll see you again soon.